Best practices: AI in B2B sales tech. AI in B2B sales tech has moved past the hype. AI is no longer a nice experiment in B2B sales tech. It's quickly becoming core infrastructure. In Allego's 2025 AI in Revenue Enablement report, 100% of surveyed leaders said they use generative AI across sales, marketing, or customer success, up from 62% the year prior, with 47% already reporting revenue impact. That adoption curve is why we're seeing a split in the market. Teams that operationalize AI are pulling ahead, while everyone else is stuck with the same old problems: generic sequences, low reply rates, and reps burning time on admin work. The difference isn't who has AI, it's who built a measurable playbook around it. In this guide, we'll focus on what works for SDR teams and outbound leaders, using AI to eliminate busy work, improve relevance, and increase meetings and pipeline without damaging your brand. If you run a sales development function, in-house or with an outsourced sales team, this is the approach we've seen create consistent, compounding gains. Why AI matters. It gives sellers time back and improves decisions. Salesforce's State of Sales research shows 81% of sales teams are investing in AI, and teams using AI were more likely to report revenue growth, 83% for AI users versus 66% for non-users. That gap is what AI Advantage looks like in practice: better prioritization, tighter execution, and fewer wasted touches. The bigger unlock is productivity. Salesforce also reports reps spend only 28% of their week actually selling, with the rest consumed by tasks like data entry, deal management, and internal coordination. If your SDRs are fighting CRM hygiene and research every day, adding more tools won't help. AI has to remove friction inside the workflow. At the strategy level, McKinsey's research suggests companies investing in AI are seeing a 3 to 15% revenue uplift and a 10 to 20% sales ROI uplift. The takeaway for SDR leaders is simple: AI should increase qualified meetings, pipeline created, and cycle speed, not just produce more activity. Start with one revenue bottleneck, not a stack of tools. The fastest way to waste budget is buying multiple AI tools without a unified strategy or a clear owner. We recommend anchoring AI to one revenue problem at a time: low connect rates, weak personalization, slow SDR ramp, inconsistent follow-up, and building a single use case that attacks that bottleneck end to end. A practical way to do this is a tightly scoped 60-day pilot with a small SDR pod. Benchmark before and after metrics like meetings booked per 1,000 prospects, reply rate, connect rate, speed to lead, and pipeline created. If the lift is real, you scale. If it's not, you tweak or sunset the workflow before it becomes permanent tech debt. Most teams also underestimate how much AI they already own. Before you add net new spend, audit your CRM, engagement platform, dialer, and conversation intelligence tooling for built-in AI features like summarization, next step suggestions, scoring, and auto-logging. This is especially important if you're working with a B2B sales agency or sales outsourcing partner. Alignment on what's already in the stack prevents duplicate tooling and fragmented data. Build a human-in-the-loop system. Data, guardrails, and measurement. AI is only as good as the system it operates in. If your CRM is full of duplicates, outdated titles, inconsistent stages, and missing activity history, AI scoring and recommendations will be unreliable, and reps will lose trust fast. The fix is a simple golden data standard. Define the minimum fields and quality thresholds Outbound needs: titles, firmographics, segmentation, and engagement signals. Then enforce them through governance and automation. Equally important is brand control. AI should kill busy work, not your voice. Use AI for research, first drafts, and suggested angles, but keep humans responsible for messaging strategy and approvals. especially on key segments, regulated industries, or high ACV accounts. This reduces the risk of over-automated outreach that spams your TAM and quietly erodes deliverability and trust. Finally, instrument everything around commercial outcomes. If a workflow doesn't move meetings, pipeline, win rate, or sales cycle length, it doesn't matter how impressive the demo looks. Your AI playbook owner, often RevOps or sales tech leadership, should review performance weekly, A/B test prompts and workflows, and refresh examples so models don't drift. AI won't replace your sellers, but sellers who know how to leverage AI will replace the ones who don't. Where AI delivers highest ROI in outbound when done responsibly. For outbound teams, the highest ROI use cases are the ones that increase relevance without increasing chaos. List building, personalization, and follow-up discipline. This is where a strong outbound sales agency, SDR agency, or cold email agency can outperform internal teams, because process consistency and data standards matter as much as the model. Hyper-personalized cold email is the clearest, moves-the-needle application right now. At SalesHive, our eMod personalization engine turns a single template into prospect-specific messaging using public signals and company context, and we position it as a way to deepen relevance, not to crank volume. SalesHive states this approach can triple the chances of a response compared to templated outreach, while still preserving a consistent value prop and CTA. On the phone side, AI doesn't replace a strong cold calling team, but it does remove friction around it. AI-generated call briefs, automated call summaries, and what happened plus what to do next follow-ups help your cold calling agency or internal cold callers spend more time in conversations and less time writing notes. In other words, AI makes cold calling services more scalable without turning the motion into a robotic experience. Common AI mistakes that quietly destroy performance, and how to avoid them. The first failure mode is tool sprawl, buying overlapping AI products with no single roadmap or owner. The result is predictable: confused reps, inconsistent workflows, dirty data across systems, and no clean way to attribute lift. Assign clear ownership, often RevOps, and map each AI capability to a specific step in your outbound process before you expand the stack. The second failure mode is over-automation. When AI blasts generic sequences at scale, teams burn domains, degrade deliverability, and train the market to ignore them. The fix is disciplined guardrails. Caps in volume, enforce quality checks, and require human-reviewed personalization in your most important segments so your brand doesn't become yet another automated spray and pray campaign. The third failure mode is set it and forget it. Messaging fatigues, markets shift, and prompts drift, so output quality degrades over time even if nothing breaks technically. Set a weekly operating rhythm, prompt reviews, performance sampling, and rep feedback loops, and treat the system like a living sales playbook, not a one-time implementation. Make AI literacy a core SDR skill and build enablement around it. The next generation of top SDRs will be AI fluent. They'll know how to brief AI, interrogate recommendations, and quickly edit output so it sounds like them. This isn't about turning reps into prompt engineers. It's about teaching a repeatable workflow for turning messy inputs, notes, intent signals, account context, into clean actions, a better opener, a tighter follow-up, a more relevant angle. Operationally, this means you should maintain a shared prompt library for tasks your team repeats every day. First-touch emails, breakup emails, objection handling, account research summaries, and post-call follow-ups. The library becomes a force multiplier because it standardizes quality and reduces the variance between your best and average SDR, especially when you're trying to hire SDRs quickly or ramp an outsourced B2B sales team. We also recommend updating SDR scorecards to include AI adoption leading indicators, but only if they correlate to outcomes. Track whether reps are using approved AI personalization, logging calls via AI summaries, and working from AI prioritization lists. then coach to meetings booked and pipeline created. This keeps the conversation anchored to revenue instead of novelty. What's next? Hybrid selling wins, and the bar for trust rises. AI adoption will continue to expand, but the winning model is hybrid. Gartner predicted that 75% of B2B sales organizations would augment playbooks with AI-guided selling solutions by 2025, which aligns with what we see in modern sales tech stacks. AI recommends, sellers decide, and the process becomes more transparent and coachable. At the same time, Gartner also predicts that by 2030, 75% of B2B buyers will prefer sales experiences that prioritize human interaction over AI. That's the guardrail for every implementation decision you make today. AI should enhance responsiveness and relevance, but humans must own discovery, consensus building, and negotiation, especially in complex deals. If you want a low-risk way to operationalize this without rebuilding your entire stack, many teams pair internal leadership with a specialized outbound sales agency. At SalesHive, we've been doing this since 2016, combining AI-enabled execution with human SDRs across cold email and cold call services. And we've helped clients book 100,000+ meetings across 1,500+ customers. The smartest next step is simple. Pick one workflow, pilot it for 60 days, and scale only what proves it can create qualified meetings and real pipeline.